Hey everybody, some videos today over at Howard's tweaking the layout. Now the cleaning track, which took a month and four people, that's not enough on a layout. You can call me Dr. Pugman, and I'm with Dr. Andre. We'll call Dr. Andre,
Hey.
Dr. Dre.
With his toolkit.
With his toolkit, let me show you. Dr. Andre, Dr. Dre,
Hey,
how you
good
doing,
morning.
man?
It's been an event since we got here.
All right.
So we had to put together a little toolkit here with the necessary tools, necessary equipment, glues, things to fix and cosmetically and surgically repair the track. So
Right.
That's what we got.
Take your cell phone and show us what we got underneath the layout.
Yeah, well, we've got a situation.
And while he's
here.
doing that, I'm going to show you what the situation is. We got over here, inside this tunnel, under the stairs, in a very difficult place to get to.
You can look under there because I've got a light set up in there now.
Yep, all right, let's
the
take the
operation.
viewers. Let's take the viewers underneath and up in there.
As far as you can go back.
As far
Past
as you
the
can
light.
go back, past the light, there's a bad piece of track over the years that's expanded. We got to get in there and fix it, and it's an unpleasant task. Let me show you. All right, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, so I went in there and took a little video here. Turn the volume up.
Here, it's a little glare. There we go. Yeah, it's bad in there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, it's bad in there. We're gonna just cut that out and replace it. Go forward. It's worse than that.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. Let's start it. Go ahead.
Alright, I'm trying to zero in on
That's
this
bad
joint.
there.
It's this one right
I can
here.
see it right there. The right-hand rail. There's no joiner in
The
there.
upper part, the one
Somebody's
on the
tried to
right.
solder it in the past. It's broken loose. We got to get back in there and fix that. That's just one of many things. Let me show you some other things, folks.
Yep.
We go through the layout, folks, and we find open pieces of track, misaligned pieces of track. It's normal
You're right.
for a layout this big, this gigantic, over time to have some areas that, as you run, catch trains and derail trains. You can see that the track is misaligned there. It just needs to be soldered and filed down, and a number of joints need to be soldered and filed, which is what we're doing. Alex is trying to grab a locomotive here that got hung up in a switch. We'll probably have to get the creeper to deal with that, guys.
Actually, I think we can work out.
And just going around and doing electrical connections and soldering various joints. These two joints going over Maisie's Falls led to the track going dead. As the weight of the locomotive ran across this, they would stall. And we found that both joiners, one was soldered previously, the other one looked like it was soldered previously, but over the years both of them had to be resoldered, and now as the locomotive's weight goes across the bridge, they no longer stall. So just many little things, many tweaking things, and eventually when they're all done, operation will be improved and trains will run more smoothly. You always want to go through and check coupler heights here. You can see the swing down here on the front coupler. This is high enough off the track that it's not going to be an issue. However, we found some locomotives that were hanging so low, they were actually dragging or touching the track, and as they go through switches, they would get shorted or snag the locomotive. An easy fix to simply bend them slightly up so that you have better clearance. This one has good clearance. Here's an example of one with poor clearance that needs to be bent or shimmed. You can see the locomotive is sitting flat and it needs to be bent. This one will need to be shimmed and reattached. It literally drags across the track, and that's a recipe for disaster. Just little things to work on that make huge improvements. Here's an example of something that we have found that has caused some problems, especially with super elevated curves. On this brass locomotive, you can see that the pilot down here has very, very low clearance to the track. And what's been happening is, as this thing goes through super elevated curves, it actually shorts out. One fix is to put a piece of electrical tape or some type of coating on the bottom of this, so that if that occurs, it won't be an issue. A simple fix. revisiting this, we talked about at the beginning of the video where Dr. Dre showed you, Andre showed you the footage on the phone. We're just going to cut out that section of track and splice in a section of track. So that will be the fix here. No attempting to solder, no attempting to do piecemeal repair. Somebody has gone in there quite a while ago and tried to do some repairs. It was not Howard, and but we're going to take the time to do it right and section out the track. Another small issue is going over bridges. They're nice and tight, these tracks. The trains go over the tracks fine. On this one back here, we had some issues with locomotives derailing because there was looseness in the track, and rather than glue it down, which will cause it to nosedive, I'm going to shim the inside of this bridge inconspicuously so that the track will not bounce and will not cause issues with locomotives. Running locomotives by themselves too was a good test, to test locomotives rather than have a complete consist. Hey everybody, yours truly back again underneath the layout at Howard's. We're talking about tweaking the layout, and that piece of track that Andre showed us on his cell phone earlier in the video is the little section of track that I'm going to cut out and replace. And I'm in a happy place here underneath the layout. That's a pun. Let me show you what I'm getting ready to do. Obviously, I've got to figure out a way to pop up in this hole without damaging any of this wiring. And I've got a little bit of weight here. I've eaten too many pizzas over the years. I'm 235 pounds. I do need to lose weight, but let me try and get positioned up inside this hole. Well, folks, I'm inside the hole, and the track that's beneath my arm here is the piece of track that I cut out. I can barely move in here, so I have to tilt my head. I have to keep one eye open to kind of look. It may seem funny. I'm a contortionist, so to speak, but this is the piece of track that I'm cutting out that was so mangled that I'm going to splice in a new piece. And before I have a heart attack, I'll show you what it looks like when it's complete. Let's switch the camera lens so you can get another view. That's the tunnel entrance coming in, and I'm forward of that. So I'll fire up the video and show you when I'm done. Well, folks, Andre's helping me clean up under here, and I'm on this end after suffering almost I don't know, heart attack. Let me show you what, after about an hour of agony, what it looks like. It's hard to see, folks, but it's a very simple splice. We're going to put ties under it, and all the bad track is gone. It's a little piece of track that replaced it right here, and it got rid of all the gremlins. I'll solder and put some ties in, and we're done. Thanks for watching, and please hit the subscribe button to see more of our working on this incredible layout. And if you need help on your layout, contact me, and we can discuss it at alpug1@verizon.net. Thanks. Hey, Andre, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome, Al, man. You did a great job.
No, thanks, man. Let's climb out and end the video.
You go up, and I'll clean.